I'd like to welcome everyone to our July business session. We were delayed from last week, but we're here tonight, and we're glad that everyone is here. And we'd like the clerk to call the roll, please, ma'am.
Councilman Campbell.
Here.
Councilwoman Willingham. Councilman Hayward.
Here.
Councilman Lawrence.
Here.
Councilwoman Smith.
Present.
Councilman Thomas.
Here.
Okay, if you would join me in an opening prayer, and then we'll stand for the pledge to the flag. You will bow your head, please. Oh God, we thank you for this day that you've given us. We thank you for the ability to serve. And we thank you for that you have been with us all this day and will continue to be with us as we deliberate around the table. Pray that you would continue to be with us and give us guidance and wisdom that we might make the correct decisions for the city of Camilla. In your name we pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, you have received the minutes from the last meeting in your packet. Do I hear any discussion? I think we need to amend the June the 9th minutes. If you would turn to the back part of that, under the city manager's report, I think part of the discussion that we had was to show that we gave the city manager authorization to pay off the note for the McNeil building. The paragraph reads, the payoff for the McNeil building bonds is slightly over $1 million. There's approximately $50,000 in the sinking fund that could be used to pay off. The interest rate is 5% and bond maturity is February 1, 2037. If the bonds are paid off on or before December the 31st, 2014, the city will save over $635,000 in interest costs. Further discussion will be held at an upcoming work session. I think we discussed allowing him to go ahead and pay that off at his discretion. So if you remember that,
You need to make a motion on that.
may need to make a motion to amend.
I'll make that motion. Make that change.
Okay. Motion is second to amend the minute. All in favor, raise your hand. No opposition. Okay, now we'll discuss the minutes from June the 9th and July the 8th.
Motion.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second? Second. Motion and a second to approve the June the 9th and the July the 8th minutes. All in favor, raise your hand. There is no opposition, so the minutes are now approved. Thank you. Okay, I don't see our guest. Was he going to be here early or?
I understand you're going to be here at 6:30. That's what time we go.
Okay, well, if Mr. Charles Williams shows up, we'll allow him to speak. I understand that some legislation has been signed in Washington, D.C. concerning a lot of the things that the Workforce Investment Board and agency does now, so he may be wanting to say something about that. We'll hear him if he shows up. Otherwise, we'll move ahead and we'll move to the report from the Administrative Committee.
Administrative Committee report, July 22nd, 2014. Number one, there was a bid opening held at City Hall Tuesday, July 15, 2014 at 10:30 a.m. in the council chambers to review bids for the Jester Homes lift station rehabilitation and Stadium Drive lift station replacement. There was a total of 6 bids received, open and read aloud. The low bid was Thrift Brothers, LLC of Waycross, Georgia, with a base bid of $255,000. Carter and Sloop Engineering reviewed the bids and recommended the city accepts the low bid of $255,000 from Thrift Brothers, LLC. The Administrative Committee recommends the city accept the above mentioned low bid and I think it should be authorizes the city manager to sign the notice of award. This is in the form of a motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve a low bid from Thrift Brothers LLC for lift station rehabilitation in the Jester Homes area and also a Stadium Drive lift station replacement. Benny, you want to fill us in on all this?
I will. Mayor, members of council, as you recall, we discussed these two lift stations several times in the past, and we've had recurring problems with both of them. And at one of our work sessions several months ago, my recommendation was that we replace them, and I asked you to allow us to solicit these bids and go ahead and replace both, replace the Stadium Drive lift station with a larger lift station that's capable of handling more effluent there, and also to rehabilitate the Jester Home lift station. And these bids will allow Thrift Brothers to do just that. This should cut down on our, like I said, we've had some issues with both of them, and this will resolve those problems in the future.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions for the city manager? Okay.
Number 2.
Excuse me, let me get you to vote. All in favor of accepting the low bid of $255,000 from Thrift Brothers LLC, raise your hand. Okay, no opposition, that passes unanimously. Thank you.
Number 2, council discussed a quick claim deed from the city of Camilla to Camilla Housing Authority. The city is deeding back a 30-foot by 50-foot parcel that was described in error on the original deed. The administrative committee recommends approval for the quick claim deed and authorizes the mayor to sign. This is in the form of a motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for a quick claim deed from the city to the Camilla Housing Authority for a 30 by 50-foot parcel. And the city manager is going to tell us exactly where it is and what brings this up.
You should have a map on the back of the quick claim in your packet that has this parcel highlighted in yellow. What happened years ago, the Housing Authority deeded this parcel highlighted in yellow to the city to build the Jester Home lift station. But what's actually happened, if you'll look right here, there's a little box there that's a wire, denoting a wire fence. The actual lift station is there. So there's no improvements at all on this property over here. So in conjunction with this project, I've gone to the Housing Authority and asked them to give us a permanent access easement from the end of North Butler Street to the site of the lift station, and they're also giving us a permanent utility easement there on that site. So we're kind of swapping the land that we're not using back to the Housing Authority because it's of no use to the city in return for their easement, which they've already approved and we have recorded at the clerk's office in the courthouse. But we just kind of trying to clean up something that happened years ago.
So are we gonna pay that when we finish that?
No, it will not.
It's still to be paid, okay.
Yeah, we've done a good bit of work at the end of that street. We rebuilt both of the drop inlets, and the problems that we had in the past seem to have been corrected by the work we did. I mean, there was some problem with water accumulating there in the past, but I think we resolved that. But it's not paved now, and we don't intend to do that.
Okay.
Any other discussion or questions for the city manager? Okay, all in favor of the recommending of the approval of the quick claim deed from the city to the Camilla Housing Authority, raise your hand. There is no opposition, that passes unanimously. Thank you. Is that it for the administrative committee?
That's it.
Okay, thank you, Madam. Report from Public Works Committee.
We have one item, Mr. Mayor. The 2013 water quality report has been distributed to the mayor and council. The report was advertised in the Camilla Enterprise Wednesday, July the 9th, 2014. The report has been posted at City Hall front and rear entrances and has been posted on the city's website. This item requires no action. We just proud to say that we have great water, no problems with it. And a lot of cities can't say that, so
That's good.
no action. So that's all we have, so.
Okay, thank you. City Attorney report.
Well, I talked to Mr. Coleman, and he didn't say that anything new that we need to discuss, unless y'all had some questions or something.
Okay, no issues, that's good. City Manager report.
Got a couple of things. One is the minutes were corrected on our work session. I really, to kind of memorialize your decision and have it in the minutes, I would like to ask the city council to actually vote on, authorizing me to transfer those funds, because it was really done, I mean, it was a consensus kind of thing in a work session, but in the minutes, if you could, someone could make a motion to authorize the city manager to transfer funds from the general fund and development authority to pay off the existing bonds for the McNeil building, that would probably be appropriate, just to kind of.
Ratified.
Well, I'll amend, though, what, you want to do the minutes, or you want?
No, this will be a motion in
Okay.
You
and
can make a separate motion.
Okay, I'll make that in the form of a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, motion and a second to authorize the payment or the transfer of funds from the general fund to pay off the bonds.
You gonna put the amount in there, so they will know?
well, the amount is $1 million. And just to clarify this, we're going to save a significant amount of money, about $635,000 in interest costs. And we still are going to have cash flow from the rent or the lease that we have with the entities that are in the building. So this will be reimbursed over time. We're just going ahead and the interest rate was on this is 5%, and by doing this, the city is going to save $635,000 over the course of
Next, what,
the
20 years?
22 years that it would be.
How long's the lease?
The lease is year to year, but I mean, the building and to some extent was
20.
built for them. The
Bond.
bond was 22 years.
Says 2036.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Okay. All in favor, raise your hand. No opposition. Pass unanimously. Thank you.
I got just a couple of things for the
Okay.
report. First, I'd like to thank our city employees that made our 4th of July fireworks display such a success. And I hate to do this, but I'm going to single out the police and fire department. Amaze me at how they get traffic out after the event. This year's event, the company that puts on the fireworks display, they're top notch. I mean, that's one of the best fireworks displays you're going to see anywhere. But this year, the grand finale, I think, is where they really kind of stepped up and did something. So anybody that's watching our televised meeting here, that if you didn't go to the fireworks display last year, you need to start planning now to go next year. I met with the State Patrol Friday, and we are continuing to move forward with this project to locate the helicopter here in Mitchell County. They're looking at October the 15th, they'll actually have a press conference and, announce that they're coming. And we're continuing to move forward. We're doing a phase 1 environmental for the hangar. The folks are going to be here Thursday to look at that. I'm getting a survey and legal description done for the hangar for the state, and we are also working on, our architect was here again today with some of his civil people, and we're working on the design, and the state's already approved the design of the facility we're going to build inside the hangar. So that's looking very good. They have the the medevac portion of that equation is being, they're taking proposals from several firms right now looking at that. So that's all coming together, and I'll remind you again that the city will be fully reimbursed for all of our out-of-pocket costs for this project. So can't get a much better situation than that. Just real quick, we've been doing a lot of pothole repairs around town, especially on Broad and Harney, and in some other places. We're redoing some curb over on Washington Street between Jefferson and Peachtree. You awarded the bids for the electrical system upgrade at the last meeting, the call meeting we had earlier in the month, and that should begin second week of August. That's the second phase of a 5-year upgrade. Our 2012 CDBG project, the 6-inch water line on MacArthur, has now been installed. They're working in the Morningside subdivision on the sewer section, or sewer portion of that. And I'll remind all the residents of Morningside that we're tearing the streets up now, but we're going to resurface them when we get through. We should find out something about our 2014 CDBG project application sometime in the first week of August. And again, that will be to upgrade the sanitary sewer system in our target area, which includes Short Walker, Beacon, Myra, Henry Street, Fry Place, and a portion of MLK. So that, I feel pretty good about that application, but I'm not going to say a whole lot till we get it. We did not get our DOT Gateway grant funded. That was going to be used to do some landscaping behind the Brown service station, but we're going to have some money in the next year's budget to do that. We've got an LMIG grant. We're going to have $47,560 that we can use, and I'm going to have a proposal for the council to look at your August 5th work session. I thought we've got enough money in our special local option sales tax account. We can take that about $150,000 and get us a good group of, I've really got 3 different projects I'm looking at that are going to cost about that much. And I'm going to try to rank them and make a recommendation to you. We're continuing to install remote read meter readers, remote meter reading capacity in our utility system. We've got 300 gas meters that we're installing those on now. We've got about 950 gas customers, and we're going to try to get the rest of those installed next year if we can afford to put that in the budget. Talking about utilities, we're going to be transitioning to 2 billing cycles in November. We only have 1 now, so you're going to have certain parts of town will be getting a bill on the 1st of the month. The other portion will be getting a bill on the 15th. And what we're trying to do, and the ones that get, if you get the bill on the 1st, it's due on the 20th. If you get it on the 1st, it's due on the 15th, late on the 20th, and cut off on the 21st. The other billing cycle will be bill date will be the 15th to be due on the 30th, and then it'll be late on the 5th with the cutoff on the 6th. And what we're trying to do is spread the work. Our customer service ladies in the back, right now we have everything happening at one time. This will divide that. It'll also, let our meter readers, it'll just sort of equalize our work instead of having it all at one time. We'll talk more about that in the work session, but we're going to wait and do that. Like I said, in November when the winter utility rates come into effect. Our Triangle Park up at the intersection of Harney and Peachtree has been completed, and that looks really good up there. I've had a lot of good I hope y'all have. I've had a lot of very positive comments about it.
Gotta keep the trailers off of it.
Got to keep the trailers off.
Keep parking the lawn, more trailers on it.
Well, I guess we need to plant more get more plants and put a fence up or something. We've got the new fountain at the Morrell Park installed now. It's a very nice fountain. It's a little bit larger than the one that was there before. but it's a very nice fountain. We're gonna get a light, a dusk to dawn light put on it, so it'll, you know, you can ride through town and see it, and plus it'll give us a little security. We should receive the proposals from the 5 companies that we've sent RFPs to for garbage collection this Friday. Going over, you know, our kind of the tentative schedule is on August the 5th, the work session. We'll look at those, and I'll have a recommendation for the council. Then that you can award the bid to the new company on the 11th of August, and hopefully on September 2nd, which is the day after Labor Day weekend, we'll be dealing with a new company. I've talked to Seminole about that, their representative today. We haven't sent in the formal notification yet, but we will be doing that pretty soon. We've got some, the mayor and I have met with a company called Musco Lighting. I think you saw them probably at the GMA conference. They are probably the premier stadium lighting people. We've met with them and talked to them about the possibility of relighting Centennial Stadium. Centennial Stadium right now has, they did this last night, just happened that's when they can do the test. It has 15 to 18 foot candles of light on the playing field. The minimum for GHSA is like 30 to 35, and when the proposal they've given us will cost $102,000 to completely relight the field. And that'll give us 50 foot candles of light on the playing field. And we're going to put that, see if we can put that in the budget for next year. And we would like to really move forward on that as quickly as possible, so we can have that lighting in sometime during the 2014 season.
I believe Georgia High School Association requires 50 candle feet.
Well,
I think for playoff games.
Yeah, they do. But this would give us, it would double the lighting, 2.5 times really. And it will be pure. You know, we've got 6 light poles out there now that look bad, but structurally, according to the Musco guy, said they're still, you know, they're not as, if you look at him, you're like, wow, you know, this is, but they're structurally okay, but we'll only have 4 with this new lighting plan. So,
but we think it's time.
It's time. Definitely.
And if you're only getting 15, I mean, it's been considered dark out there, especially in the corners and on the ends for the last several years. I don't know how long it's been at 15 to 18, but it hadn't been much over that for 3 or 4 years. So.
And that's original equipment out there.
Right.
So we'll be able to recycle those lights and put them to that new?
well, we can take the lights down that are there now, and the fellow that, he said, you know, we could take them down and use them somewhere else. I mean, he's going to give us a proposal on the new facility too, but the bulbs are interchangeable with the bulbs at the existing ball fields out there, so we can take them down and store them, and as they go out and need to be replaced, we'll have them available.
So we'll be talking more about this at work sessions to see how quickly we can move on.
The last thing I have is Mr. Douglas and I continue. That's in the Mr. Douglas and I continue to look at ways to kind of prepay some of these notes that we have out there, and he's come up with 2 others. They're JIPA loans. The total that we owe on these is $592,934. We're getting an availability payment periodically, which we're putting in the bank to use to pay these notes to the GEFA's, Georgia Environmental Facilities Agency. And we can save about $56,000 in interest by prepaying the loans. The interest rates on these loans are 4.8 and 5.28. We'd like to get your permission to pursue whatever we need to do to pay these off. We've got $1,065,000 in our water and sewer availability fund. So we've got the money to do it, and that's what it's, we've set it aside to do. But there's going to be a whole lot of paperwork involved, and again, if y'all want us to pursue this, we can, and get back with you on what we need to do.
And then this is again a way we borrow from ourselves.
Well, what we're doing is we're paying off these high interest rates.
Right.
And yes, but we're
Using our funds to pay it off, and then as the availability funds come back in, it will go back in that same.
That's correct. The availability chart will still be there, and it will replenish this fund.
And those two G loans for what?
It's some of the improvements that were done at Equity.
In equity?
Yeah.
I think that's right.
I would say move on with it.
As long as we keep our reserve,
Yeah.
we in good shape.
But it's gonna be rebuilding itself.
Yeah. But we're saving money by doing it, just like we did with the mill building. Okay.
Okay, do I hear a motion concerning these two notes, GFA loans?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second to give the city manager and finance officer of the commission the authority to check into paying off these two GFA loans. Any other questions for the city manager?
So then, once we pay it off, we'll come back up for another vote, correct?
Yeah, once you just tell
This
us.
just check it off. Yes, all right, check, not pay it off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking.
all right. All in favor, raise your hand. There is no opposition, so that passes well.
That's all I got, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. I don't have anything further to add. Are there any citizens and delegations to have any questions for us tonight? Do we have anything else from the council? If not, do I hear a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, raise your hand. And we are adjourned. Thank you.